Okay, let's talk about rearranging formulas. There's lots of formulas that we use in maths and in science. For example, here's a very famous one. C squared is equal to A squared plus B squared. Now, you may recall that this is all about when you're dealing and working with right-angled triangles. Okay, we know that the sum of this side and this side is equal to the square of that side and that side are equal to the square of the C side. Okay, so what if I want to make A the subject of my formula? What does that even mean? Well, what that means is I want to rearrange my formula such that all I have on the left hand side is A. A is equal to something. Okay, so let's think about our formula and what we could do to make it do that. Okay, so here's our formula. C squared is equal to A squared plus B squared. Well, I want A by itself. So I need to get rid of what's happening around A. Well, what is happening to A? Well, it's being squared and then it's being added to B squared. So let's shift that first. Let's take B squared from both sides. All right, so I'm going to end up with C squared minus B squared is equal to A squared. So have I satisfied my what I need to do, making A the subject? Well, no, I haven't yet. Okay, so let's think about what is happening to A squared that I can undo to get just A. Well, how do I reverse a squaring? Well, the reciprocal of a squaring a number is actually finding the square root of that number. So if I find the square root of A, I have to find the square root of the other side. And when I write that, it will look like the square root of C squared minus B squared is equal to A. And I have it. I've made A the subject. However, we don't normally like it in that form. We kind of want to have it so that it's A, our thing that we want, is on the left-hand side. So I can just rewrite that so that it is A squared is equal to the square root of C squared minus B squared. Okay, so I did it. I rearranged the formula so that I can represent what I was asked to do when I was asked to make A the subject. Let's have a look at another example. Okay, here I have a linear, well, could be linear, and I'm not sure. But I have an equation, and I'm being asked to make X the subject. Okay, well, I've got things in brackets. There's no things that I can divide into both sides to start with. So my only option here to making X the subject is to actually look at what is going on. I've got to multiply these brackets out. Okay, I can do that. I can multiply these brackets. Oh, looks like my software has crashed. Hang on. It does this sometimes. Let me restart it. And hopefully it'll be good. Let me find what we were doing. Nope, that was a previous lesson. The previous one. This one. Okay. This is where we're up to. We were right here. We want to make X the subject. I'm going to multiply out the brackets. That's the first step. Once I've multiplied out the brackets, I will see that I've got 6y plus 6 is equal to 7x minus 14. Well, I want to get x by itself. So I'm going to work backwards on the right-hand side to try and find what I can do to get x by itself. Well, x has got a 7 being multiplied by it, and then it's got take 14. So I'm going to add 14 to both sides to start me off. I'm going to end up with 6y plus 20 is equal to 7x. Well, x is still not by itself, so I'm going to divide both sides by 7. And then I'm going to have my answer. I'm going to have 6y plus 20 over 7 is equal to x, but we know we want to have it written so that the subject is on the left-hand side, x, and I will have x is equal to 6y plus 20 over 7. Now you'll notice that I haven't really solved it. I haven't done much. All I've done is made x the subject. And that's how you do it. That's how you rearrange formulas. You basically work whatever you've been given until you have just the variable that you're asked for on its own on the left-hand side.